So I know there is God, but I cannot believe in God. What to do? So let's try to understand the answer to this question in 3 points. I'll try to answer this in 3 points. Okay. So Namaste, Pranam, and Jai Siya Ram. So before I begin, this answer is for people who are like fence sitters. They agree God is there, but they're unable to develop belief, faith in God. All right. I'm not talking to people who are atheists. So the point number one is have some kind of a devotional practice. Even if it's just 2 minutes, 30 seconds, that's fine. But you have to do it for the rest of your life. Hence, anything as less as 30 seconds to 2 minutes is what you can begin with, but do it every single day. Okay. Example, you could light an incense stick, a lamp in front of your Bhagwan, and do your pranams to him, her. You can visit a temple. You can do some part like Hanuman Chalisa part. That's what I do. Well, yes, it takes me less than 2 minutes. I mean, I've been doing this for quite a few years. I've not been doing it. It's His grace. He allows me to do it. So I've been able to do it. So it takes me less than 2 minutes, but I do it every single day, twice, once in the morning, once in the evening. So anything that takes you less than 2 minutes, start with that, okay, and keep doing it. Even if it's mechanical, believe me, it will get life of its own. So I believe, I trust, God exists, I agree, but I don't know how to develop belief. Start with some devotional practice. That's your point number one. Second is the resources. The Bhagavad Gita, a Gospel of Ramakrishna, and the Puranas. Bhagavad Gita, especially the chapters number 6 to 12, they are about devotion itself, and specifically chapter number 12. The name itself is Bhakti Yoga. Now, the most important thing why I find this very, I would say, thrilling to develop devotion through Bhagavad Gita is because in that there's this word, Bhagwan Uvacha. Oh God, I do get goosebumps every time I say that word. Bhagwan Uvacha, which simply means Bhagwan, blessed God says, Bhagwan speaks. So, something that is God Himself, herself, itself telling you what to do. Right? So if you have that attitude when you open Bhagavad Gita, like who is saying whatever is being said in this, Arjuna asks, but who is the one actually talking? It's God Himself. Isn't that, I don't know how to say it, isn't that awesome? So if you want an answer to your question, would you like to go to any being, any mortal being? As I said, I'm speaking to people who agree there is God. Imagine God Himself, since it's Krishna, so I'm saying Himself, but it's Krishna, it's just a representation of the divine. You can you can consider Krishna, you can consider Kali, you can consider Ram, you can consider Hanuman, you can consider Ganpati Ji, you can consider Shiv, whoever is a God. God talks to you through Bhagavad Gita. So especially chapter number 12, and even in chapter number 12 specifically the verses from 8 to 12, I guess, where Bhagwan Himself tells you the kind of practices that you can do. Yeah, I'm looking in my notes, cheating, while talking about God and cheating, my goodness. The second is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. I mean, it's just beautiful. Instead of reading it, you can go online and, search Swami Sarvapriyananda's lectures, rather classes or discussions on Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, or Swami Atma Priyananda's. They both are monks of the Ramakrishna order. And just listen to the stories from that book. It will help you develop bhakti. And last but not the least, Puranas. So listen to the stories from Puranas. They will help you develop bhakti. Now here is the thing. It's not like a one-time effort or like a few days of effort, a few months of effort. You cannot put any time to it. Well, if you know there is God and I'm sure you've tried a lot to believe in God, to trust God, but you're not able to do it. So you already know how difficult that is. So it's not an overnight process. It's not if you believe in Hindu thought, then it's not it could be a multi-decade project, if not a multi-lifetime project. So have patience, enjoy the process. Ultimately, what are you going after? Think about it. Bhakti. Here is the thing I must tell you about bhakti. Okay, this is my point number 3. my own personal experience. I read this story somewhere where it said like if God is there in front of you, quite literally, you've done all the tapasya and God has like finally come, and you ask God, I want moksha. God will give you like this. Yeah, take this enlightenment, moksha, take it, go. But if you ask bhakti, God may hesitate. Where I read it, I don't know, but I've read it somewhere on the internet. So with that, you can know, like God hesitates to give you bhakti. It's that big a thing that you're going after, and if you're even thinking of going after it, it's just God's grace upon us that we have that thought at least in our mind. Yes, so those are the three things. First one was do some devotional practice. Second was the three resources, the Bhagavad Gita, specifically chapter 6 to 12. In that specifically the chapter 12. In that specifically the verse 8 to 12. Second was the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In point number 2, the second thing was Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and the Puranas, the stories of the Puranas. Dwell on them. Spend like half an hour, 45 minutes, like how you watch a TV series, web series, film. Just dwell on that half an hour. Listen to Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Listen to the stories from Purana. Close your eyes. Enjoy them. Slowly somewhere the shift will happen, if it has to happen in this lifetime. And last but not the least, bhakti is very difficult. So what did I tell the last point? I don't even know. I'm just randomly recording this video. So the third was my own personal experience, right? I have no bhakti still, unfortunately. I pray to God for His grace. May someday I also get it in this very lifetime. I forgot the third point. Sorry. It was my own personal experience. I think that's what I had spoken about. I'm not going to think about it. Okay, third point can also be this. As I said, it's a very difficult endeavor, so have patience, work towards it. Yeah, I think the third point was me talking about my own personal experiences with bhakti, right? So I have not developed it, and I'm trying to do it, and that's why I'm making this video. If someone is there on the same journey, they can also, maybe it may just, I don't know, help. It's not me, it's him. If he has to help, he may help. Bhakti is difficult, right? Now, here is the thing. In my humble opinion, bhakti, devotion, love for God, is a very powerful mental strength in us humans. I hope that is the right English. So what is bhakti? Bhakti is a very powerful mental strength in us humans. It directly impacts our mental health, okay, positively. It improves our mental health. It improves our resilience. Since bhakti directly impacts our mental health, it improves our mental health. It's a very powerful tool, okay? So if you're going after it, you are actually doing something on this plane, on the physical plane, as us mortal beings, to improve your health. So bhakti will definitely improve your mental health, physical health, all forms of your health. And you know, health is the number one happiness. Jai Siya Ram.